Peterson had been the star of qualifying, planting his Lotus on pole ahead of Hunt's McLaren. But at the word go, it was Carlos Reutemann who jumped into the lead. Lole, disappointed at his home Grand Prix in Argentina, was out for revenge, and he was rarely seen again by anybody else. The 5-kilometre circuit was built on reclaimed swampland just outside of Rio with the assistance of Emerson Fittipaldi in its design. It was bumpy, hot and not universally liked. John Watson in the Brabham Alpha struggling to keep the tyres working in the intense heat. And Ferrari's Gilles Villeneuve starting a career of spectacular off-track excursions. His teammate Carlos Reutemann exploited the grip of his Michelins and led start to finish. It was shaping up to be a classic tyre war year, with Goodyear on the Lotus and Michelin on the Ferrari. Ronnie Peterson, fastest in practice, but after a fender bender with Gilles Villeneuve, he was out of the race. Lole was happy with victory, Fittipaldi happy with second place, but 50 seconds back. Niki Lauda was third, Andretti struggling home in fourth. Frenchman in the Tyrrell squad Didier Pironi scored a point in only his second Grand Prix, but compatriot Patrick Tambay went dirt tracking in his McLaren and was soon to retire. Victory for Reutemann, but that meant that Andretti and Lauda were shaping up as the title. Ferrari dominated the front row of the grid, a big thumbs up for Michelin, big disappointment for Goodyear playing on home soil. Down into the first turn, Niki Lauda lunged for the lead. Gilles Villeneuve took advantage of the confusion. The French-Canadian led with authority. Only in his 7th Formula One race, Villeneuve impressed the American audience. Despite Mario Andretti's presence in the race, they cheered on what they saw as the next best thing to a compatriot. Watson and Lauda separated the Ferraris, with Andretti and Alan Jones in the Williams in 5th and 6th, ahead of the second Lotus of Peterson, already sporting the signs of first lap damage. The race was soon to end for Villeneuve. On lap 39, he came alongside Regazzoni and Jean-Pierre Jabouille. Trying to lap them, he found himself in an untenable situation and into the barriers. Reutemann led, but Jones in the nimble Williams snapped at his heels until his hopes of victory evaporated along with the fuel in his fuel lines. Andretti claimed second place, Depailler moving up to third in the Tyrrell, his second podium finish of the season. But with win number 2, Reutemann moved himself strongly into the championship frame, tying for the lead of the series with Andretti. Jackie Stewart talking us around the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, and suitably at home in Great Britain, Lotus on the front row of the grid. This time Peterson makes a good start, gets the better of his team leader, but it's still black and gold, first and second as they exit Druids. Peterson, playing the ideal number 2, lets Andretti through. Wolff, with Scheckter at the helm, in third place, ahead of Lauda in the Brabham Alpha. Sometimes, though, everybody catches a break, and on lap 6, Ronnie Peterson is in the pits with a damaged fuel pipe. Scheckter can't believe his luck. Andretti's out as well on lap 28 of 76, his second engine failure in succession. black and gold Wolf leading. Things can get a little confusing for the fans, but not for Niki Lauda. He knows who's first, and soon it's him. Carlos Reutemann's Ferrari is in 4th place, but soon works its way up to close on the tail of the Brabham Alpha. And in the end, the race will be decided not by a front runner, but by a back marker. Bruno Giacomelli's McLaren wrong-foots Lauda, and Reutemann seizes his initiative. A close and exciting finish as the Argentine claims victory from the Austrian. Mario Andretti claimed pole for the race that no American had ever won. His teammate Jean-Pierre Jarier, given a great chance by Colin Chapman, had qualified in 8th place. Clearly the new wing car was tough to get used to. Andretti set off determined to mark his championship with some style at his home track. But he was under great pressure. Reutemann and Villeneuve in the Ferraris were soon past, and Andretti was losing touch. The Lotus drivers' hopes of glory were fading, and by lap 27, again, his engine would put him out of the race. Alan Jones looking strong once more in the Williams in 3rd place, and Jean-Pierre Jabouille driving up the order in the Renault. And as for the number 55 car of Jean-Pierre Jarier, well, his Lotus had picked up an early puncture. Returning from the pits, he was in 15th position, driving his way quickly up the order. He passed the Renault and was soon on the heels of Alan Jones looking for 3rd place. But in the end, a fuel line failure would put him out. There was glory, though, for another Frenchman named Jean-Pierre. Jabouille in the Renault claimed 4th place. As Reutemann led the field home, Renault scored its first points and the first for a turbo engine.